Yes, you have a question.
Does God love sinners?
There's a creational love that God has. But, okay, hold on. She has a good question. She has a good question. She said, does God hate or love sinners? Here's the answer.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is the whole entire gospel of Jesus, preaching people about the good news of the kingdom when we accept God's love. God's love is what brings people towards Him, not this condemnation.
Okay.
Romans
says
there is Romans 8 verse 1. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. In order for you to invite
Don't. No, you need to finish the verse. You didn't finish it.
I'm sorry.
You didn't finish it.
That's the main part of the verse.
No, but you have finished verse.
Let me finish what I'm going to say.
Okay, you're taking the Bible out of context.
Christian. Wait,
I don't know.
Aren't you a Christian?
I am.
Do you believe that Jesus fulfilled the covenant?
He fulfilled. He fulfilled it.
So then, why do you follow Leviticus if Levitical law is not Christian
Well,
law?
because some things carry over in the New Testament also, and the New Testament actually is clear about that. Yeah, I do. The Bible says in the new covenant, it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 6.
So if Jesus is a monarch, that means we can't worship Jesus because that's false idolatry over God. So we can't worship Jesus.
And William's ex-wife took the children.
His gears are turning. The gears are turning.
But let's say like she's gay, right? Like, but she hasn't done wrong by anyone. Being gay, loving someone, I don't think is wrong in its most like meta sense. Like, love is love, and there's no like hatred.
But we already talked about that. Love is love, right? We already defined what love is, because if you're going to say what love is love, we have to define what love is.
But God defines love, right?
Yes. And so what is love? I gave it to you. It says love does. If we're going to say things are subjective,
I'll give you $1
okay,
for your hat right
then I would have to say this. Does that mean that there's no absolute truth? If everything is subjective, because if I say, well, what I think is wrong is different than what you think is wrong, then that makes it subjective, and now everything's subjective. But so then that would mean that my truth is different than your truth, and then that would mean that truth is subjective. Okay, so if truth is subjective, is that absolutely true?
Carol, are you a MILF? I think you're a MILF.
Very meta.
Hi, Selman. Selman, are you a Salmon?
No, but it's a real question.
Hi, Selman.
If truth is subjective, is that absolutely true?
Oh, my voice is so
I don't know how to answer that.
This because it's a trap. That's the logic of that ideology. Is it falls apart. It's a fallacy. To say that there is no absolute truth is a logical fallacy, because in order to state that claim, that's an absolute true statement. Here poses the question: could you be wrong about everything you claim to know? Could you be wrong about that?
Probably. I know that I know.
Here we go. Did you hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said?
I know that I know nothing.
Yeah. So you just said I could be wrong about everything I claim to know, and I asked you, could you be wrong about that? You said yes. That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. That's a contradiction. Hear yourself. Hear yourself. Okay, I want you to hear it. I want you to use your own logic and your own reasoning behind what you just said. You said yes, I could be wrong about everything, and I said, could you be wrong about that? You said yes. So therefore, that logic is